We back, baby. New York Knicks down 0-2. So of course, you know who popped up.
Pack them up. Pack them up.
Master Bruce CB, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, just Master Bruce, Instagram with the one and only DankFather.
DankFather on Twitter, on X. I'm going crazy. Tap in. Join us, Michael.
We're here.
DankFather 420 on IG.
We're sitting here, and I'm going into Game 3. Never, as a team in the Eastern Conference Finals, ever come back from losing the first two games at home. But it has happened in the NBA. It has happened in the NBA. We were sitting here thinking, I was like, I know for a fact this happened in our lifetime of loving the game, watching the game. And it called back to 2005 when the Dallas Mavericks lost the first two games at home versus the Houston Rockets, led by Dirk Nowitzki and Jason Terry, when they came back versus the Houston Rockets and blew them out at home in Game 7. It was the worst loss in franchise history. So, you know, it has happened with there. The Rockets were on the other end of it as well. 1994, not the greatest year for the Knicks. But they survived against the Phoenix Suns. Again, you know, it's happening in 69. So it has happened. It's not like we're in uncharted territory. The Celtics did it again in 17, rally against the Bulls after the Rondo injury. So it has happened. And then the most recent time in the first round, the Clippers complete the comeback versus Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks. And that again was the first round. It wasn't the conference. It wasn't the conference finals. But again, it has happened. This is a team I do believe we can beat this team. It doesn't look good. Obviously, the first game we got blown out. I mean, when we gave up a heart-wrenching game, Game 2, we can dive into that with the box score. But I don't think there's reason to believe that it's just out. Going into this game, we have reason to be confident. What do your eyes see, Dank?
Like the great Averman said in the Mighty Ducks 3 movie, when they were up 9-0 in the exhibition match, it's over, baby.
You want to? I mean, hey,
I gotta say this though. I could have swore I'm on wax saying Jalen Brunson will never lead the Knicks to the Eastern Conference Finals. Okay. So he made me eat that one. But hey, listen, man, this ain't about Eastern Conference Finals bursts, man. Shout out to Shumpert. You reminded me of that last week.
Exactly. Off wax, we were talking about it, and when you go back to the last time, prior to the Julius Randle era.
That's nasty.
Hey, listen, the truth is the truth. But prior to the Julius Randle era, the last time we had playoff success was 2013 with the Carmelo Anthony-led Knicks, with Iman Shumpert being a big part of that team.
Lost to the Pacers.
J.R. Smith. Oh, man, lost their team. But when Iman Shumpert was asked if he saw the season as a success, how did he feel? He said that he didn't believe it was a success because we didn't at least make the Eastern Conference Finals.
That's true, but as I've grown over the last 10 years, 12 years, that's not enough, man. Championship or bust. Get the job done or move out of the way.
I'm not necessarily arguing with you in the grand scheme of things, especially after that Game 1 collapse. However, going into the series, it definitely felt like, I don't want to say the season was a success, but man, going through what we went through, adjusting to the big trade, having injured Jalen Brunson getting hurt down the stretch, you know, people, Mikal Bridges changing the jump shot. Like we went through a lot as a team this year.
That's true.
It was a big soap opera. Were we gonna bounce back? Was Jalen Brunson gonna continue his progression after the playoffs? Was it a fluke?
No more Nova Knicks.
No more Nova Knicks. Is he going to be able to produce the same without having that, you know, the full cushion of the full Nova, DiVincenzo off the bench, things like that. You know, so
one thing we have been right about though, Mitchell Robinson is the most important piece.
And it's not even close.
And it's not even close, bro. He's the
only one that's irreplaceable. Because when you look at it again, when Jalen Brunson is scoring, that gives OG and Mikal Bridges opportunities to step up. When Karl Anthony Towns isn't in the game, again, Jalen Brunson, OG, and Mikal Bridges, they have a chance to step up. With Mikal Bridges, no one else gives Mikal Bridges what you looking at the avatar.
Is that another zest move?
I mean, it's and I gotta remake that picture. I gotta remake that picture of Karl Anthony Towns. I'm a man of my word.
That's hilarious.
I'm a man of my word. Yeah, he was leaning to see if he made it. That's funny. But
he's the funniest guy in the league. Trying to tell my brothers at Rucker Park.
Nah, hey, listen, brother. The funniest part again, if you've been listening to us for a while, I did call Karl Anthony Towns to the Knicks 2 years ago. Was it 3 years?
Nah, we've been discussing it for a long time, bro.
Now, granted, I did think Mitchell Robinson was gonna be in that deal, not because I wanted him to be, just because from optics level, I thought it just made a lot of sense for him to be included in the deal for Karl Anthony Towns. But yeah, I mean, looking at it, I think that the Knicks, when you look at all we've been through, the fight, and then the old Knicks team would have lost to the Pistons, if we're being honest.
Nah, I don't think so.
You're not taking it that far?
Nah, I don't think so. I didn't have the Pistons beating them. I didn't think they were gonna challenge them. Bro, they were almost in every game. Am I not mistaken?
No, they were in every game.
That's crazy.
The point differential was only like 12 for the whole series.
That's crazy.
But Detroit had a tough team.
Yeah,
Detroit had a tough team.
There's a stat in the Celtics series where they said the Celtics led about 70% of the time, and Knicks only led by about 30%. I'm rounding up.
No, for sure. It's something close to
crazy. Those are the little nuances where I'm like, yo, they're not a championship team.
I think not a championship team is tough because you got to learn how to win. You got to learn how to win. You have to overcome adversity. That's a part of winning. It's funny.
That's true.
Because Paul Pierce, he said it. Sometimes you got to be lucky to win a championship. Through the course of the championship run, you have to get lucky. So if we got lucky because we came back, that's not luck. Being down 20 on the road twice and come back to win, that's not luck. They won those games. And even with the Jason Tatum, can you say we got lucky, he got hurt? Yes. But you can't brag about having a great record without somebody and then say you lost because that guy didn't play. It don't work.
They won game 5 without him, so that's just an invalid excuse. They took their foot off the gas. They had the Knicks buried, and they let them off the hook
twice.
That's their fault.
Twice.
I think that's more on the Celtics than the Knicks, but they took it, bro. Like you said, it's the playoffs. You take advantages and you take what you got. Take what you get. You feel me? You can't really be mad at them about that.
Whatever's in front of you is what you have to do.
Then what they lost game 3, got blown out or something like that, and then had a close game 4, lost game 5. But there's certain little tendencies, bro, with the Knicks. I just see it like I've been screaming it at the top of the mountain, and I see a couple cats on Knicks Twitter starting to see it. This guy Brunson, man. Look, you're a good shot maker. Feel me? But brother, you gotta set somebody up, man. Those last 2 games in the clutch, he tried to bring him home and he fell short. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I will say these 2 games, he hasn't been on balance like normal.
And that's crazy to say because he got high numbers, bro.
No,
that's why I always say it's smoke and mirrors.
Well, no, when I say he hasn't been on balance, I mean literally, like his balance hasn't been as sharp. Like that one play versus the Pistons, when he was taking Schroeder down the baseline, going towards the right corner, stopped on a dime, almost fell, then turned around and scored with his right hand. Well, man, he might have won it with his left, you know him. But when that was the epitome of just contact balance in this round, and at least through 2 games, I haven't seen him do a great job of navigating the contact and still being able to get to his spots as well. It hasn't been as smooth. Naismith has been able to get him off his block a little more.
They're putting some pressure on him, and I could see a little bit of frustration.
I like the way that. I mean, obviously, I don't like it per se, but I can. If I'm an Indiana Pacers fan, I like the way they're deploying the defenders on Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
The way they're mixing it up, giving them different looks, giving them different. The person that's holding him is always full of energy because they have so many different bodies to throw at him. They're definitely playing. They're playing this. Rick Carlisle's playing a great game plan.
Yeah.
He's out coaching Thibodeau by a mile right now. By a mile.
And Brunson's just taking it in his hands to just do it himself. 27 shots last game.
Let's get to the box.
The Cats 14 shots in a tight game like that. And
first of all,
had it cooking. Cat's been kind of hot these game 1. He was solid.
He played at 35 in game 1. Game 2, he played 28 minutes. That's ridiculous.
That first half he was engaged, hit a couple tough shots. But
he played 28 minutes last game. He played one more minute.
I think they iced him in the 4th.
Yes.
Because Mitchell was having a strong game.
Mitchell Robinson played well, but come on. It was Josh, which again they're saying Josh Hart might be replaced on Mitchell Robinson. Josh Hart played a terrible 2 games. This game he was 6 of 6. 6 of 6. 2 of 3 from the field. Didn't shoot a 3. 2 free throws. 6 rebounds. 1 assist. 1 steal. 1 block. That's not enough. In 29 minutes, that's not enough. Jalen Brunson, 13 of 27, 5 of 12 from 3, 5 of 5 on the free throw line. 3 rebounds, 11 assists, a steal, 3 turnovers. Was a +4, interestingly enough, 36 points.
Had 11 assists. Where?
Had 11 assists.
I didn't see it.
See, the thing about his assists, his assist numbers are high. I know it might sound juvenile, but when guys are just hitting open shots.
Yeah.
Because he just throws it to the open. Like last series, he made a couple passes that caught me off guard in the Detroit series. He made a couple passes off guard that I didn't know he had in his bag. I would say this series, every now and then he comes out with a pass. You're like, okay, I wasn't really expecting him to throw it behind, like, you know what I mean, here or there. But yeah, he definitely has the ball in his hands a lot. And if he doesn't get doubled on that when he comes off that pick and roll, he's shooting it.
Yeah. It don't even matter. He's coming down at the court. And the play is on him to get the ball to score. He's not running nothing. He just dribble. I'm gonna make a move on you, and then I'm gonna try to go score. And I think that's a lot of energy, man. Especially like in tight, intense games like that. They gotta score some easy buckets.
That's what it comes down to. The easy buckets. OG Anunoby, 6 of 11, 2 of 6 from 3, 2 for 2 from free throw line, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, an assist, 1 turnover was a +5. Mikal Bridges, 9 of 18, 1 of 3 from 3, 1 and 2 from the free throw, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 turnovers, -7. Mitchell Robinson, 2 of 3 from the field, 2 from 4 from free throw, 4 offensive rebounds, 9 total, 3 blocks, 6 points. And then Bride was the only other bench player to score. 25 minutes, 2 of 5 from the field, 1 of 4 from the 3-point, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 2 turnovers was +6. But this was the Siakam game. Siakam went crazy. I want to say he had
39.
Before it was 14 to 20 in the first quarter. Yeah, 15 to 23 from the field, 3 of 5 from the 3, 6 of 8 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 turnover, plus 16, and 39 points. Oddly enough, he didn't even have the highest plus minus. Miles Turner did 5 of 10 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3, 5 of 7 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, an assist, a steal, 2 blocks, plus 17. Tyrese Halliburton. That's what's tough too, to lose a game when Tyrese Halliburton didn't have a good scoring night. 5 of 16, 3 of 10 from the 3, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 8 rebounds, 11 assists, 2 steals, a turnover. He was a -2, and we lost. That's tough. Naismith, 4 of 7 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3, hit 6 less threes than game 1. 7 rebounds, assists,
hit a big 3 though.
Yeah, no, hit it.
To extend the lead in the fourth when the Knicks was rallying.
Yeah, he did have a big 3. Obi Toppin only had 4 points, but 2 of them was a big dunk. TJ McCollum, another 5 of 8, 4 assists, 2 rebounds,
Nick
1 turnover.
Killer.
Yeah, it's tough.
He's a Nick killer. Mid-range god. Yeah. And his tempo is crazy.
Yeah.
That's why I was getting back to that point where I was saying, yo, you could use a guy like Kolick in the series.
Yeah.
Who's just let him loose. He could create something for somebody and get an easy bucket. Carlisle lets McConnell go.
Take him off the leash.
And he just creates for guys. In that second quarter, when it was like only Siakam going off, McConnell made a couple plays to get a couple guys involved. You feel me? You need stuff like that.
That's Dennis Schroeder last series. Again, that backup point guard that just comes in with energy, doesn't hurt the team like the team he's playing for. It just makes smart plays, timely shots. I mean, again, Let's go to the team stats. They were 43 of 83 for 51%. We were 40 to 84 for 47%. 3-pointers. Again, they made just slightly more than us. 13 of 30 for 43%. 11 of 32. We were 34%. So, free throws, it was both shot 21. They were 15 to 21 for 71%. We were 18 for 21 for 85%. We out-rebounded them again by 6, 38 to 32. But that's where they're killing us is their ball movement. They already have more players. They already have greater depth. They can hit us in waves and ways we really can't match. And then they're sharing the ball at a clip of 26 assists to our 18. And then the turnovers, we had 13 turnovers to their 10. Fast break points, 14 to our 7. Yeah, it's little stuff like that.
Yeah, and game plan, man. Game plan and execution, and
they're adjusting to us better. Again, just simply the way they're playing Brunson, giving him different looks. Not allowing him to get comfortable with the matchup he's on at any time.
They got swept by the Celtics last year, but they were in every game.
Yeah.
And then the last couple, Halliburton got hurt. They're still in every game. This is a dangerous team. I was telling you last week. Remember, it's a dangerous team.
They're dangerous for sure, but the Knicks are dangerous too. We have two All-NBA players on our team.
That's true.
2 All-NBA players, 2 other players that each have the ability to give you 40 and have the ability to play high-level defense anytime, and OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges. Another player that has Defensive Player of the Year capabilities and Mr. Robinson, barring health and opportunity. Like, this is a team like the Knicks have.
It's all offense.
And see, again, but to go back to what I was saying, the reason why you look at the Pacers, and while again they do pose a immense threat offensively, defensively you can get your offense off against them. That's what's so frustrating about OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges' struggles right now. They should be able to get their shots off.
But I'm putting it on the point guard to put them in position.
I can't argue with that because little Richard Hamilton
low post screen, come off the curl, mid-range jumper. Where are those? There's none of those.
Or even just
they're getting their shot attempts off of broken plays by Brunson, or broken plays period when the
late shot
clock.
And again, anytime you go to a guy of high ability and say, hey, I understand you have the ability to score 40, but I need you to play great defense and stand in the corner. That's gonna lower a lot of people's morale.
Yeah.
So you're just standing there and you basically get hot potato the ball and say, hey, score. That's not that's
and do they feed the hot hand? We just saw Neesmith in game 1. He hit the first couple, and everyone on the team realized he had the hot hand. And what'd they do? They went to him and he brought him home. Do the Knicks go to the hot hand if it's not Brunson?
I would say yes, because if you go back to the Celtics, what was that, game 2 when Mikal Bridges had that explosion in the fourth quarter? They allowed once they saw he hit a couple of shots, they kept going to him. They kept flowing the offense through him. So I would say yes. The Knicks ride the hot hand and win in the fourth. Now early in the game, maybe not, when they're still filling out the game. But once they get down to the nitty gritty and it's time and it's winning time, I would say yes.
The Pacers played 11 players.
Yeah.
And the Knicks only played 8.
And again,
and Cam Payne only played 9 minutes.
Karl-Anthony Towns only played they played less than 30 minutes in the Eastern Conference Finals game. I'm really kind of mad that before recording this, I didn't hear his reasoning.
I mean, Mitchell had the hot hand. He was making all the right plays. You feel me?
But you take it.
So,
you find a way to put your All NBA player on the court.
True that.
Even if it's again, Josh Hart has played bad all series.
We've seen cases like that though. Game 4, 2010. Doc Rivers keeps the dogs on the bench and let Glenn Baby Davis and Nate Robinson bring them home. So we've seen cases like that. And Mitch was giving good energy. But he did kind of bring Cat back a little too late.
And he should have called a timeout. It's the same thing with the Detroit.
I didn't realize they only played 8 players. That's just crazy.
28 minutes.
What happened to the elite wing dunker, Landry Shamet?
I am kind of surprised he hasn't played more of these playoffs, not just necessarily this series, but the playoffs in general. Preston Chu as well. Kind of shocked he hasn't got any more spot duty minutes.
They need to put PJ Tucker in and make him flatline someone, just to try to change the energy, especially if the game starts rough.
Yeah.
So there's talk about a potential lineup change.
Yeah, Mitchell Robinson over Josh Hart, and I love it because Josh Hart he played really bad these first couple of games, in my opinion. I'm not sure if he's nervous. I'm not sure if it's like jitters or what, but I think right now maybe he should come off the bench and maybe we can readjust. Maybe we can readjust the planning going into in the event game 5 to get down the road. But I definitely would like to.
I think that'll force them to play another big.
No, I think they come out and play the same way and then try to spread us out.
No, I'm saying I think that forces the Knicks to play another big. If you start Robinson,
I mean, Karl-Anthony Towns obviously gonna start.
No, somebody off the bench, like a Chua or
they get more minutes.
Or Hakapori.
Okay, I see. So you're saying they're gonna get more minutes.
Yeah.
For sure. But also, Josh Hart gonna be the first player off the bench, no matter what.
That's a fact. But from what the last game showed, they only played guards off the bench and Mitchell Robinson.
I see.
You feel me? So I think that might even be the best move, honestly, for him.
Yes, because
and then now you're playing 9 guys opposed to 8. You'll never know, like what energy the guys bring
in the event they try to employ the hacker Mitch, it gets us in the bonus quicker. So that's something that we get to, benefit from in the event they deploy that strategy. So we either get it out the way or they don't do it at all, which again is somewhat still to our advantage because obviously if they feel that gives them an advantage, them not doing it gives us the advantage. So yeah, I like it. Like I said, Josh Hart hasn't played well. I don't know why every game him and Mikal Bridges always have one or two turnovers that are just like, what are you thinking? Like, what did you see to throw that pass? Or you know what I mean? So
Villanova basketball, man.
Yeah, hey, maybe we need to fly the coach. What's the coach name?
Jay Wright.
They need to fly Jay Wright. Have him sit on the bench, sit behind the bench.
If they flame out, if they flame out,
if we still had
Tibbs is fine.
If we still had DiVincenzo, I would be more inclined to say maybe, but
he doesn't coach anymore, Jay Wright. Nah, he doesn't coach anymore.
He want to keep it with the NIL. He wasn't trying to line no youngsters' pockets. He's like, hey, I'm too old school for this.
So we're about a little hour away from game time. What's your prediction for game 3?
See, here's what's interesting, right? Going off field, how you feel. A lot of the games we won, I didn't feel we were going to win those games, like going into the games, right? Like game 1 versus Celtics, I definitely didn't think we were going to win that game. Game 2 versus Celtics, I didn't think we were going to win that game. And then game 4, I was nervous, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And even against the Pistons, some of those games, I wasn't sure. Came out and won. So, again, speaking as a fan, it's easy to say. Obviously, I'm not going to predict them to lose. This game, you know what I'm saying? Because you lose this game, it's hard to believe that there's anything left. Seeing that it's never happened. But again, I want to go. Before our lifetime is over, somebody's gonna come back down 0-3. It's gonna happen.
Almost saw it with the Celtics in 23.
Yeah.
Almost saw it with those guys. Hey man, why not the Knicks? Lose the night and then win 4 straight. History was already made once in this series. What they call Anthony Thompson? What I tell y'all about history?
Hey man, listen, it's funny that you say that because again we haven't been recording like we should. So during the Celtics series, I did not want to win game 3. I did not win game 3 and go up 3-0 because of that very thing.
Had the same feeling last year.
I did not want to be the first team to ever do that. So
that sounds like a Knicks thing to do.
That's what I'm saying. So just like the first 998 games, the only team to lose with that big of a lead in game 1. So again, what I was saying in the other video, that moment is gonna last in history no matter what. So we can either be a cliff note of the series, as in yes, it happened, but the Knicks still won and went to the finals, or we're looking at a situation where, that was obviously the beginning of the Knicks letting a great opportunity slip, chance to go to the finals. So we see if we can either way, either we come back from just down. Either way, if we come back to win, the Pacers choke the series. So I definitely would love an opportunity to come back and have Josh Hart hit the choke, because it wouldn't be Jalen Brunson, because that's just not him. But I could definitely see us coming back in the series and then Josh Hart hitting the choke.
The last 4 times I think they played the Pacers, they lost in the playoffs. They lost the series. 2000, 13, and then last year. Oh no! So this would be the 4th one. So the last 3 times they played the
Patrick Ewing Fingaro.
That was 95, but they won 99. So damn, they lost 95, won 94. I think 94 was 94 the first year of the rivalry.
This is off memory, baby.
Yeah. We was only like 2-3 years old anyway. Word. Yeah, man. My prediction for the game.
I had to actually make a prediction. I definitely predict that the Knicks are gonna come out hard. I definitely think that Mikal Bridges are gonna have a better game. I predict this is a Mikal Bridges game, man. 32. 32, we're gonna win 111, 107. Angelic numbers. We're going angelic.
Nah, that's a good one right there. Man, you know my stance, man. Pack them up, send them home. Pacers blowout win tonight. Kill the spirit, man. Get the body ready to put it in the casket, man. This series is enough to get Tibbs fired and for major moves to happen in this franchise.
If we lose this series, do we try to get Giannis? Do we blow it up for Giannis?
I was gonna say something bad for FCC earlier. I had to take a moment. My bad. I had to take a moment. You absolutely do blow it up for Giannis.
So say Karl Anthony Towns. That's what I'm saying. So what does it look like? Is that it?
Hey, man.
Mikal Bridges.
I think the two top guards is untouchable. Man. Try to make it work with everybody else.
Mitchell Robinson,
and Nobi Bridges.
Both of them.
See ya. You need a starter break.
Both of them.
Let's acknowledge this franchise is cursed. That's the problem with you Knicks fans out there. I'm on Twitter cooking y'all all day. You gotta realize what's happening here. This is a franchise that's cursed.
But curses have to break.
Curses have to break, but only generational talents break curses.
Not generational.
Is he used like he's generational? Now, if he was being used like he was generational, he has to be used.
He had 20 going into the fourth.
He's used.
You know what I'm saying?
He can go for 40 tonight, and they rally around him, and they get on Karl Anthony Towns back into the rest of the way. Then it'll make sense because you do have he is a generational talent. 7-footer, he can do everything on the floor. Everything. So what's the problem? Why is he not? Remember at the start of the season, I was like, bro, he needs to average like 30. And they need to go through him. And, you know what I'm saying? He's got the ability, but sometimes he ain't got the ball to
the thing is,
so what you call it? That's on the ball hog Brunson.
The thing about his game is that while he can play with his back to the basket, he doesn't have the strength to dominate small guys. So that allows them to play small guys on them and kind of still one-on-one them. So that allows them to still not double that trace the pass out, which forces them just to go one-on-one, which again, oftentimes he can still deliver.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's still only at while still an efficient clip for a shot per se.
What's his usage rate?
I'm not as high as Brunson's. Not as high as Brunson's for sure. I think the New York Knicks, they got to come out tonight and they got to make it. They have to start early. All these slow starts, they can't do it. They got to come out with a 20, 25 to 30 point first quarter for sure. A 25 to 30 point first quarter has to be on their mind. They have to come out aggressive. If they come out tentative, they might as well forget it. The Indiana Pacers are going to be rocking. That's a team that they also haven't been to the finals in a long time. That's another small town market that has nothing but basketball to look forward to. You know, there are other teams. What are the Colts?
Indianapolis 500 today. Yeah. So they had the little race or whatever.
Okay, they got some other things going on. So they got some things. Yeah. Shout out to I'm trying to be. I know they got some Indian animals out there. I know they're gonna be rowdy, man. I know it's probably either gonna be a white out, a yellow out, a gold out, one of them.
Yeah.
So you know it's gonna be a rocking crowd. You know they're definitely gonna come with the energy. So the Knicks, if they come out slow, you're right, they are gonna get blown out. But I think Jalen Brunson. I think Jalen Brunson is gonna have another big game. He's averaging 30 plus. So we're not worried about him. I'm telling you, it's OG and Mikal Bridges.
Yeah, it's those guys.
If Mikal Bridges, like I said, it's the Mikal Bridges game, man.
I think they all should be in a 25-point range.
There's no reason
for this team to be successful. But
if we're not gonna play
the amount of players that they're playing, there's only 7, 8.
See, that's the thing. If we don't play the bench, we do need that. But but see, last year the reason why we had the faith to trade Deuce McBride, because you gotta remember, Deuce McBride was Dante DiVincenzo. The reason why we had beyond him being disgruntled, the reason why we had the faith to trade Dante DiVincenzo was because Deuce McBride, remember game 1 had 23 points off the bench versus 76ers. You know what I'm saying? He was coming with a real punch. Game after game, consistent 3-pointers off the bench. So he hasn't really delivered a big postseason game. Now, granted, I told you he won game 6 in my opinion with that 3-pointer in the second quarter to put it up 9. But he hasn't had a full game yet. He hasn't had a Deuce McBride game yet. So he's another guy that has the opportunity to think about it. He hasn't even played better than TJ McConnell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if we can find a way, guys just got to play better. And I think with Mitchell Robinson in the opening to start the game, that puts the onus on other guys to say, like, that Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby have to realize from the jump, I have to be able to score off the dribble.
Yeah.
And we're gonna see even more pick and roll. So you're gonna see a lot more cutting from both sides. I think Mitchell Robinson is gonna be the screener, so that when Cat is opposite, he's gonna have a lot more three. Ironically, I think it's also gonna allow him to be more aggressive because again, Mitchell Robinson is gonna be the screener now. So when that player comes off the screen, if a double does come, Karl-Anthony Towns gonna be open for 3 more often. Yeah. And if they don't, obviously then they're gonna be able to drive, things like that. Or even if they do,
lob for Robinson,
exactly, the lob for Robinson, or swinging out to Cat, and then he swing out to him, and then hit the cutter, which he's done a lot this year, more than any other time in his career. So, I think a Mitchell for energy wise, especially when we want to defend the rim, we wanted to rebound, even though we've already, like I said, we really had to. When you look at the box score, for game 1, we won the game. That's is really Aaron Naismith. Is really wild. 2 games in a row, they had a player just play outside their mind. Naismith had a career game. Siakam, that wasn't his playoff career. I feel like
39.
I feel like he's scored 40 before.
If there was another guy in Indiana, who would you say would be the guy tonight?
I mean, Halliburton hasn't. I mean, he had a big 4th quarter, but he didn't have just a crazy game 1.
It was like 31, 11, and 8 or something like that.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, see, you know who hasn't had a big game, but I can see Ben Mathurin. Ben Mathurin, he's been losing minutes to the Ben Shepherds, and again they have a heavy rotation on other players. Naismith has been shooting well, things like that. Ben Mathurin has been a player that I know I feel like could hurt us if we fall asleep on him. He's had the opportunity in the first couple of games where he said missed shots, and then the guys that replaced him has played well, so they didn't relinquish any minutes to him. So
yeah,
I can see Ben Mathurin sneaking up, having a big game. Hopefully not, but
yeah, I was thinking Miles Turner, maybe in the high 20s tonight. Just see. Interesting. This time, not this time, last year, but second round in the series last year, Knicks were up 2-0 for the first 2 games and coughed up the series, and now Indiana's in control. So what are your thoughts on that?
Say one more time. I was reading the comments. A shout out to Landon Bowling. It really doesn't matter how much they score early because the Knicks are gassed by the time the fourth quarter rolls around.
That's true.
I mean,
that's true, and that's just with the other guys that should be playing. You feel me? Give Shaman some run.
Well, see, that's again. I think with the I think with the Mitchell Robinson move, that's gonna allow that to happen. So we have to wait and see. And then E. Gibson salute folks. Knicks need a good start, a strong finish. Don't see Thibs making any real adjustments. We just need to execute better. Need better ball movement, and all the starters need to contribute and have good games. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Ball movement is definitely the number one thing. If they're not moving the ball and making it easy shots, fast break points. I think I saw a stat that in the playoffs, the Pacers weren't like going into the series. The Pacers, we were leading. We had more fast break points than them, like per game. But they've been killing us these first two games. So we got to get easy shots. Like I said, that pick and roll. Yeah, but do you remember the question you asked?
Yeah, in the series last year, Knicks were up 2-0.
Oh yeah, and then
they turned around and lost the series.
Yeah, those were
now Indiana's up 2-0.
We didn't. That wasn't. We won those games at home though.
Oh yeah.
And that was that was the Nimhard, the Nimhard 3.
Nimhard 3, yeah.
Game 3. That's won the series.
I say, bro, when you got advantage like this, bro, you step on their throats and you keep it going. If they lose this game tonight, the Pacers, and it's like a heartbreaker, it could be a possible momentum shifter. You feel me?
For sure.
So my thing is always been when I'm playing 2K and I'm in the playoffs is we stomp them, we don't give them a chance, we keep our foot on their neck.
Now you break the heart.
Different in real life, but
you break the heart.
They got all the momentum, bro. They've been having some magical moments, bro.
For sure.
Some magical moments. Now we've seen Cinderella teams end early before they get to the dance.
For sure.
It's an interesting thing to watch.
The Knicks are 5-1 on the road in this playoffs, in the playoffs this year. Think about it. When we won those 2 games in Boston, 3 games in Detroit, that's a big deal.
That's Game a big 3 deal. Last year we were up 9 in the 4th. Hey man, that's the curse right there, my brother.
So like I said, curses break, and you got to think about it too. Whenever curses break, they always do it in dramatic fashion.
That's a fact.
When I don't even want to say it. when the red guys beat the real guys, they did it. When their curse was broken, and we're talking baseball.
Nah, that was cold-blooded.
When they were down 0-3 and came back to win to beat the Red Sox.
Cold-blooded.
You know what I mean? It does always take a crazy.
You want to give the people your thing about the
so right now
correlation with the Yankees.
Right now we're watching the Yankees Rockies, and in this series, this playoffs rather. Anytime one team lost in dramatic fashion, the other team won in dramatic fashion. So game 1, when the Knicks blew that 14-point lead in the 4th, the Martian, Jason Dominguez, had a walk-off home run. The first walk-off home run, I want to say, since 2013, 2014. Right now, they're winning 4-3 versus the Rockies, and the Rockies are the worst team in the baseball right now. So I definitely hope we win, and that the Knicks finally win it too. It's crazy. I guess since we're talking about it, what you think about the Minnesota Timberwolves OKC?
Interesting series. Minnesota came back last night.
Punched them in the mouth.
But they went by like 40. I think Oklahoma mailed it in early though.
Yeah.
But good response by Minnesota, man. Ant-Man, bro. Oh my goodness, man. What a talent.
He's the future of the league.
Yeah.
Even when it's crazy that with Shea Gilgeous-Alexander winning the MVP, you still look at Anthony Edwards and say like he's the future.
Yeah, that's true. And it's kind of it's close to me though.
Maybe
Averaging 30 the last 3 years.
Maybe because he's Canadian, and because Anthony Edwards is American, so that's what they're pushing. That could be it. That they want an American to be the face of the league.
So who would you say LeBron's still the face of the league? Even with the success of Giannis and Jokic, or still LeBron or Curry?
Yeah, I'll say because of the Olympics just happened. I would say Steph Curry.
Yeah, true that.
Because the Olympics just happened, I would say Steph Curry.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yo.
Because it was on front stage in the biggest stage in the world. Everybody in the world watching.
For some fun basketball in the next couple of years, man. Luka's in LA. You got SGA. You got Ant-Man.
Really, especially depending how good Cooper Flag is, the Dallas Mavericks
might be in the mix. I think the Grizzlies will still be there with Ja. It's some fun times ahead, man. But back to the OKC and Minnesota series. I got OKC in 5 all the way. I think they got the next game, and they close out Minnesota in 5. And whoever they play in the finals, Knicks, Pacers, they're gonna get them boys up out of here in 5 games too. I think it's just their time.
Yeah, when I look at it, it definitely seems as if they're gonna get past the Timberwolves. But I will say this again: greatness supersedes situation. So if Anthony Edwards can take his game to another level,
that's true.
And then just give averaging 40, do a young D Wade, and just average 40. Then Julius Randle, your man.
Yeah, the solid bounce back game.
Yeah,
game 2 looked
terrible.
Looked like a masterclass Julius Randle performance.
But he was going into the Western Conference.
He got a little bit of that curse up off him.
Yeah, Western Conference, going into the Western Conference Finals, he was playing really good basketball. Game 1 had 28.
And that's another point. I kind of think we kind of speeding up. It's kind of a prisoner of a moment thing when you say like both teams won the trade. I don't think Minnesota would be there if Steph Curry didn't get hurt. But it worked out the way it worked out. You feel me? So
hey, you gotta.
It is what
you
it
never
is.
know.
Nah, yeah, it worked out the way it worked out. You feel me?
Because again, it was because they beat them. Yeah, I think when they beat them down.
Yeah.
So the thing with Curry, they could have still just beat him.
Yeah, true that.
You know what I mean? Because no one in their right mind would argue that he didn't play a factor. Yeah. Like he wouldn't have played a factor, but the question of what it would have been the difference between them winning and losing. For sure, how they lost, but winning and losing, I don't know. I don't know if I can argue that. But yeah, man, we're looking less than an hour on the tip. I told you we would come back. Listen, every game, I'm gonna bring it back. What's your final thoughts on the night?
Hey man, it's a must win by the Knicks, man. They don't win tonight, it's over. And in the grand scheme of things, I like the way that sounds.
I would say
for the greater good, man. For the greater good.
And my last thoughts. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. I think we got some fight left in us. I don't think we're getting swept, anything like that. So come on, Knicks. I don't want to be in a situation down 0-3, even though
that'd be tough.
Yeah, that would be heartbreaking.
Snatch all them street signs off the right now. Rip them off. Yo.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They're wilding, man. Thank God I ain't that emotionally involved right now. Cause I would be a wreck, my nigga. It's still in the blood a little bit. But you gotta be strong, man. You gotta look at the big picture, man. You gotta look at the big picture, man.
We shall see. Where can they find you?
DankFather on X, DankFather420 on IG, Prestige Collection, Galleria, Motion, Drift. Tap in with us.
It's hot.
All the drip.
Find clothes. Hey, listen. Photo shoots are coming soon. Photo shoot coming soon. You can find myself and show Master Bruce CB, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Just Master Bruce Instagram. Send it to a buddy. New York Knicks, we got to see.